Hi everybody, Wave 3 News Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here with a Hokey video blog update for this Sunday morning, the 10th of July. Beautiful weather out there this morning. Lower humidity has resulted in a crisp morning for many of us, especially in southern Indiana, where you guys have some upper 50s as of about 7, 8 o'clock here this morning. Maybe a light jacket for an hour or two necessary. Isn't that crazy in the middle of July? Let's talk about today's Hokey weather fact first. We're talking about Chinook wind. Do you know what a Chinook wind is? Well, you're going to learn. Here we go. A Chinook is a warm and sometimes fast wind that flows down the lee side or the eastern side here in the United States of a mountain, and that warms very quickly because as it descends, that's when the warming takes place. There's also a secondary definition. Actually, the original definition is when you have a warm wind coming off the Pacific Ocean in the Pacific Northwest. Typically melts snow very quickly. These winds could do that too as they come down the mountain. So basically what you need to keep in mind is a Chinook wind is a very warm wind that either comes off the Pacific or down a mountain. Very important for those folks out west, especially when it comes to weather forecasting out that way. This morning in E-Town, Nathan Molden sent this in from our Facebook page there. Oh my goodness, beautiful sunrise down that way. Nice unencumbered view there from down in Hardin County. Here's what we've got going on as we head throughout the next several days. A couple dry days coming up. Continued lower humidity, not low humidity. It's hard to call it that. I think low humidity for sure up in our northern counties, but here in Louisville, that's debatable. Lower is a pretty good word, though. Still feels pretty nice. Return to the heat and humidity by Tuesday especially. Monday, we will get back into the 90s, it looks like, but the humidity will be lagging behind today. Now, storms are on the horizon for our Tuesday. Scattered storms, more significant, substantial storm chances as we head toward our Thursday. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so we've got this stratiform cloud deck overhead now in metro Louisville. Not so much the case to our north at this hour. Look at Seymour, still at 59 degrees. Locations that were in the upper 50s, now in the lower 60s. Still not too shabby, though. You'll notice a lot of those clouds in the Kentucky side of the river. A lot clearer in southern Indiana at this hour. Got this dry air across portions of what looks to be the upper Midwest here and the Great Lakes centered right about there. Big complex of thunderstorms. My heavens, moving through Minneapolis at this time. I think those will lose some steam as they get into this drier air down here. I would not worry about them. I don't think they're going to affect us today. So for today, the sticky meter in the pleasant category. Tomorrow will be humid to muggy at times. It's just going to depend on the time of day that you're looking at. By Tuesday, we'll squarely be in the sticky part of the sticky meter. I wouldn't be surprised to see an oppressive value or two out of that. It's the air that you wear, and for all those who care, I think we will certainly see the humidity as we head throughout the remainder of the work week after Tuesday. So, yuck. All right, let's talk about today first. If you're heading out to the pool, lather on the sunscreen, UV index around 9 this afternoon. Grilling out tonight will be picture perfect. If I didn't have to work tonight, I would be firing up the grill. It's going to be that nice out there. 84 by about 7 o'clock here in the metro. On Monday, 91 degrees. The core of that heat over the west starts to shift eastward somewhat, and that's why we start to get some of those hotter temperature values in here. On Tuesday, scattered storms are possible as this warm front finally lifts through the area. It's the same front that has really been suppressed to our south here for the past day or two and will be suppressed as we head throughout what looks to be the next day or so. Notice those scattered storms during the afternoon hours. They will be dying as we head throughout the evening, though. So expect dry weather as we head throughout Tuesday night. Wednesday, smaller chance of storms will be between a warm front and a cold front in the warm sector. As we'll be in the warm sector, we can't rule out some storms, but the chance will be lower without a focus for them. Here come the storms on Thursday, though. My goodness. It looks like some of these storms could be strong to severe at times. We'll watch for that. Some of these winds at about 18,000 feet, the mid-levels above our heads, look to be a little more elevated than they did in previous runs at some of the models we've been looking at over the past several days. This will change several times before we get there, so we will let you know the latest and give you a more precise forecast as we head throughout the week. Upper 80s Thursday and Friday. I think with those storms, we knocked down those temperatures somewhat. By the way, we have not been in the 90s since June 26th here, so tomorrow would be the first day in quite some time that we have seen some of those higher values in the 90s. So we'll certainly be going about 2 weeks without 90s here in Wave Country in the middle of July. That's actually not terribly common, but Still something that you can tell your friends about. That's a very interesting weather fact. Next weekend, looks like we'll have some storms, possibly Saturday night into Sunday. We'll refine that storm chance in more detail over the next week or so. But it looks like we'll be in the 90s for a pretty good stretch through the 20th, maybe a few 80s, and then more thunderstorms. A little murky as we head throughout the end of that earliest alert outlook, but nonetheless, it is a pattern that we will have to watch. More storms, more heat, more humidity, rinse, wash, repeat. That is July in Wave Country for us. All right, guys, I will see you back here tonight at 6 on Wave 3 News. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Gotta sip and savor this kind of weather when we get low humidity like this time of year. All right, guys, I'll see you at 6. For now, I'm Meteorologist Ryan Hoke.